You know that this Roman Abramovich thing was precipitated by one action. First, Russia invading Ukraine, and then in a more footballistic sense, the Czech Republic, Poland, and Sweden issuing a joint statement last week that they could not play in the World Cup qualifiers or the World Cup qualifying playoffs with Russia. Now, as a result of that, all the FAs around the world, a lot of FAs around the world, including England, said they wanted nothing to do with Russia, which led to pressure on Russian owners, including Roman Abramovich, in the Premier League. So now that FIFA have suspended Russia, let's go back to one of those countries, to Sweden, to see how they are reacting to everything that they started. Nima Tavali is a Swedish sports journalist and he joins us now. Thank you very much for your time, Nima.
Hi, Gary. Good to be with you guys.
Right. So you guys were the guys who started everything. You, Czech Republic and Poland, you reported Russia to FIFA and said you didn't want to play, starting this chain reaction. What's the feeling like now that Russia have been banned or suspended from international football for the time being?
Well, it absolutely was not me personally, so I want to make that absolutely clear. Look, it was 7 days ago when the Swedish FA's president, Karl-Erik Nilsson, said that it's unthinkable for Sweden to play a football game in Russia or against Russia after the invasion and the war began. So they were very clear from the first day, and then obviously all the other federations in sports, in terms of whether it's ice hockey or biathlon or whatever it is, skiing or whatever it is, Sweden has been kind of leading the charge on this, saying that we refuse to play against Russia, and they're not, and they also have taken a very strange, or not strange, very unorthodox approach, in that even when FIFA said that Russia can play, but they can't play under the Russian flag, and they have to be called the Russian Football Union or whatever, Sweden and these countries just refuse to accept that. And that's fine if you're consistent. The problem is, though, that Sweden has not been consistent. Sweden has been Swedish football in particular has been one of the FAs who've consistently said that we're football players. We do sports first and foremost. When it was about whether it was in 2009, I remember Sweden playing Israel in the Davis Cup in tennis. The Swedish sports authorities, whether it was the Olympic Committee or the Tennis Association, said that no, sports and politics don't mix. Just as late as Sweden, I think 1 or 2 years ago, was in Saudi Arabia playing games in January as friendlies. Then all of us, then sports and politics shouldn't mix. And now all of a sudden, and obviously Saudi Arabia has been bombing Yemen. I think over 600,000 civilians are dead.
Wow.
And counting, I might add. So, they have opened themselves up to some interesting...
So I want to ask you, Nima, has there been, this inconsistency, and some will even go as far as saying this hypocrisy?
Hypocrisy, yeah.
Yes. Has it been pointed out by people in Sweden that why are you having double standards? Have people pointed it out?
Well, it is being debated on social media. Obviously, this is given the crisis that is happening now with the threat of nuclear war, essentially. That debate is yet to be had, but it is a debate that will be had for sure. If at least by those who call ourselves journalists and are actual journalists, we have a duty to ask these questions and say, well, what is the difference here? Is it because the Ukrainians are white? Is it because they are Christians? What is the difference here? Because there is no difference here. If you're going to be consistent, you have to be consistent. If you're going to ban clubs, if you're going to ban countries for invasion of other countries, there's quite a lot of other countries that are also on that list.
Quite a long list, isn't there?
Well, what would happen that I think the next 8 World Cups would be played by, I think, Luxembourg and Monaco, because those are the only countries who haven't invaded. I mean, every other European country has a horrible, how far do you want to go in terms of colonial history? I mean, you don't need to go very far back to just basically exclude everyone from it. So they have opened themselves up here to some serious criticism, and that debate must be had.
Yeah, time indeed will tell. Nima, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
And, always a pleasure, Gary.
Yeah,
always a pleasure.
We'll speak soon.